Hey, what is up, people? This is Johhny, and welcome to Wi-Fi Battles. And today we're battling Levi. Now, Levi is actually a pretty good battler. He knows his stuff. He has beaten me a couple of times, and I have beaten him a couple of times. But this battle was when I first stepped back up and started beating him for the first time. Okay, so I decided to take out my Sableye, which is pretty cool, and I used the Mega Evolution for it. It's not the best one to start off with, but I decided to use it because it really does have a decent amount of defense, so it can take a hit pretty well. And I decided to use Foul Play for my first move against his Heat Ran, and he uses Iron Head, which does a pretty good damage against my Sableye. But then again, I start using Foul Play again, and it actually did a lot of damage to him. But he decides to withdraw his Heat Ran. I don't know if that was a good move because he could probably finish off my Sableye. And then I actually decided to use Recover with my Sableye because it does give me a lot of HP that restores to my Pokemon. And he took out his Pokemon Lukodu. But it actually managed to burn me with his scale, which was really annoying. But I had Will-O-Wisp, so I decided why not just burn his Pokemon as well. And it was burnt as well. So we both have burnt Pokemon. And then I decided to use the same move again. Use Foul Play because that's the only one that I have left. And he uses Giga Drain, which really did take a lot of my health, which was pretty crappy. But I used Foul Play again. Now, I guess this Pokemon was a little bit of more of a stall Pokemon because I knew it wasn't going to do the best. Because I knew it was bound to be the first one to go out. And he's going to use Giga Drain again, which basically eliminates my Sableye completely. Alright, so it fainted, but then he takes out his next Pokemon, which is... Well, he's not going to take out his next Pokemon. I'm going to take out my next Pokemon. And it's Bisharp or B-Sharp. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me know in the comment section if I'm pronouncing it right. And I actually decided to use Sword Dance with him because I sort of predicted that he was going to switch out his Pokemon. So I decided to use Sword Dance because that will give me a really extra boost on my Pokemon. And then I could probably hit him with a Sucker Punch and just take out his Heat Ran completely. And that would eliminate his Heat Ran. Now, that actually did help a lot because then my Bisharp could actually start attacking his Pokemon with a really high hit. But I decided to take it out because he was going to take out his Asmodee. And I knew that I had a Grass-type Pokemon, Ferrothorn. So I was like, instead of wasting my time with Asmodee, because I know it's a pretty strong Pokemon, I decided to take out my Ferrothorn. And it was actually a good move because I have Rocky Helmet and Iron Bars as an ability. So it was going to actually do a pretty good damage amount to Asmodee. And I just needed to land a Power Whip or something with the Grass type move against his Pokemon because that way I would go ahead and defeat his Pokemon. Now this Pokemon somehow survived with that 3 HP health, and that actually helped me a lot. So if it wouldn't have been for this Pokemon to survive, I would have probably lost the battle because Asmodee is a pretty strong Pokemon. Well, I decided to use Power Whip, and that would actually take out the Asmodee completely. So that was a really close one against that Pokemon that I took out. If it would have done a little bit more damage, I would have been screwed completely. So obviously he's gonna take out my Ferrothorn because he's gonna use Psychic, and it really doesn't have much health left. So I decide to switch into my next Pokemon, which is Bisharp or B-Sharp again, because I don't know, this one is actually a pretty good Pokemon, and because it has a really good speed, and the speed allows me to attack first, so Sucker Punch was going to do pretty good damage to the Alakazam. I think because he had a Focus Sash, I wasn't able to completely destroy that Pokemon, but managed to avoid the attack as well from Alakazam. So that was pretty lucky as well there because my Pokemon avoided his attack, which allowed me to attack his next Pokemon. Then he decides to take out Dragonite, which I knew that my Bisharp wasn't going to really do any damage against this Pokemon. So I decided to take out my Mamoswine because it has its ice moves. And I decided to use Dragon Dance, which really does have, boosts up his attack and speed as well. So I don't know, my Pokemon, he used Fire Punch, but luckily this Pokemon had a really good defense that I managed to survive that. Even that time I managed to survive because my hit missed. If I would have hit him the first time, he would have been down, but it missed twice, so I got to use the Icicle Crash against his Pokemon Dragonite, and that managed to finish him off completely. That was a really close one because that Dragonite already had Dragon Dance, and that would have changed a big outcome. But since my Pokemon managed to survive his 2 hits, I managed to live on with my Pokemon. Then he takes out his Beedrill, his Mega Evolution Beedrill, and I actually think I don't really. I don't use an attack against this Beedrill because I use Stealth Rock, so I might as well use it. I don't know. I think it's pretty late at this time to use Stealth Rock. I could have used it way earlier, but whatever. I decided to use that. I didn't have anything else I could do because he used Protect, so it didn't matter. I might as well use the Stealth Rock. So yeah, I decided to switch back into my Bisharp, and this Pokemon is the one that's actually going to do the final blow, I believe, or he uses U-turn. He actually uses U-turn, so he's gonna switch out into his other Pokemon. So he switches out into he switches out to his original one, Ludicolo. I can't pronounce it very well. Sorry. So he switches out into that, and good thing I had a little burn on that, and I used Sword Dance because I knew he was gonna use some kind of attack like that. And since I have a better speed than his Pokemon, I'm actually going to be able to attack first with the Sucker Punch. And there we go. Took it out with 1 hit. I didn't have to worry about that Pokemon anymore. I think his last Pokemon, Drill. Yeah, Beedrill is the one that I had to worry about because this one could have changed the match because it was his Mega Evolution. But since I had like twice the Sword Dance, it really did rose up my attack. And it was a pretty lucky win because of so many avoided attacks. And yeah. Thanks for watching this battle, and I hope you enjoyed it. I want to know your friend code in the comment section. Mine will be up in the screen, and it will also be in the description. Add me and add your friend code in the comment section so I could battle you next, and you could possibly be in the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching.